Mark, I guess a busy time for you with Lions tours and the rest of it upcoming.
Yes, just been trying to get everything ready for my departure as such. Go tomorrow, and just trying to get everything ready at the club, and everything's in place for the winter for the players. And I think I've finally caught my tail up and seem to be on top of everything, which is just in time, because they say we depart for Johannesburg tomorrow, where all the skill sets will meet in Potchenstein, which they've been all around the world. I think the fast bowlers have been there, and then the spinners, the wicket keepers and the batters have all been in Sri Lanka, where Carl Hopkinson's been as well. And then they all come together for this last 10-day camp. I think they'll play a couple of games, but mainly get together as a unit. So I suppose it's a pre-tour build-up, because the tour starts on January the 1st.
So what's the agenda? Do you stay out there right through Christmas and then wait for the tour to start, or do you come home in between?
No, it's 10 days, come back on the 19th, back into England on the 20th, have Christmas, and they say we depart on January the 1st.
You've got a real sparkle in your eye. You're obviously looking forward to it.
Well, it's cold, isn't it? Eh? It's cold. Hull City in a relegation spot. I need a bit of relief.
But you're looking forward to it, are you? Looking forward to working with the players?
Yeah, I got out another out of it last time, personally. Got a fast bowler out of it in Millsy as well. So yes, I'm looking forward to it. This part is a bit more of me getting to know the players. They'll be under Andy Flower's tutelage, and I'll just be observing and chipping in a bit here and there in preparation for I take over in the actual departure on January the 1st, and there'll be a lot of staff on this first bit, so as I say, it'll just be me to get to know people, which worked quite well last time when we did it this way, pre the Sri Lanka tour.
And there seemed to be a really nice mix of experience and youth as well in the squad.
Yeah, you hope so. Jimmy Anderson and Broad will be here on this bit, and obviously they're using this as preparation and trying to get over their operations. The actual tour itself, like you said, there's a mixed bag, and there's some spots up for grabs, one or two will think, from a batting point of view especially. And it'd be an interesting tour. It'll be a tough place to go for different reasons. South Africa, the bowling will be of pace and high quality, while last year we were tested by the spin and the heat and humidity of Sri Lanka.
That's England. Let's talk about Sussex. I think the last time we spoke, we sat down at Northampton on the boundary edge. I think the last day of the season, we were speculating about the winter and what would come. And I remember you saying at that time, budgets might be difficult with Matt Pryor off the central contract, etc. But the good news is Sussex have signed everybody back on, and some more. That must be terrific news. Yeah,
we had great backing from the board. Our budget's been frozen now for about 4 years, if anything dropped from a playing budget point of view. And the chairman and the treasurer feel the club's in a better position at the moment, which is great news, and they've been able to put a bit more money back into the cricket side, which is fantastic. We obviously had the hit with Matt coming back off central contract, offset to a degree by Chris Jordan. It was pretty obvious last year we would need a bit more depth in our seam department, and we've managed to bring some hopefully exciting players in.
Let's talk about the seam department first of all, because they're signings that can really complement, I guess, the likes of McGoffin and really bring. And with Chris Jordan probably going to be absent as well for quite a bit of the summer.
Yeah, look, we have to plan that Chris Jordan won't be here. John Lewis has left, so in effect we've only got the same amount of seamers that we had this time last year, because this time last year we felt we'd have Chris Jordan for at least 3/4 of the summer. So in effect we've got the same amount, but you've got young Hatchett now further down the line, which is a big bonus. He did really well last year, and hopefully we'll have a fit again Jimmy Anion as well. So the introduction of Shazad and Millsy, what they give you is two exciting bowlers, because they've both got a yard of pace. We look for Shazad ideally to sort of do the same role as Chris Jordan does, in the sense that he'll can bat eights and hopefully get some good runs for us and impact with the ball. He won't be able to do first slip. While Millsy, he's as quick as anybody, and he's an exciting signing. We're really pleased he chose us. He had some good offers, bigger offers and better offers elsewhere, but he's chosen us, which is fantastic for the club.
Why do you think he chose Sussex, Mark?
Well, there have been many reasons for I managed to strike a good relationship with him on the tour. Location will help. It's in the southeast. He comes from Essex, so it's not too far. He's got a friend who's there, and what we hope is the reputation of the club, the ability to enhance and turn people's careers in the right direction, and we'll be hoping that we can have an impact on Millsy. He's fitted in very well already, working really hard. He's already bought a place in Brighton, so we're excited to have him. I think we just got to make sure we have the right amount of expectation on him. He has had some injuries. He's a very young man. He started playing cricket late, so we've just got to get the right amount of expectation. But we know if we get him right, if he gets it right, we've got a hugely exciting prospect on our hands.
And interestingly, you talk about he's fitted in already. Many people might think, well, the cricket season doesn't start till April and preparation starts in February, but this is kind of a year-round process now. Yeah,
look, the boys start their physical stuff on November the 1st, once they've got Lindsay's stag do's and weddings out of the way. And yet they've been working hard in the Nick League. We don't really ask much of them cricket-wise unless somebody's got some technical things we really want to get into, and the odd one maybe. So it's more the physical side, and as I say, Admiral Shazad has been down quite a lot. He comes down 3 days a week. He's looking currently for a place to buy. And Millsy's already bought, which is brilliant because it makes it a lot easier to get that continuity.
And were they two real targets of yours, Mark, at the end of the season?
Yeah, you have different players at different times come on your radar, and both of those two, to be fair, we're massively because they're both under Millsy, we were always under the impression he was going to re-sign at Essex, and obviously Ajmal wasn't available because he was under contract at Notts. So once Millsy did become available, we expressed our interest, and it was a case of waiting to see where we sat with it. And once we had Shazad, there was a possibility he would be allowed to be released from Notts. Due to the fact we're looking for a person to play the same role that CJ does, and we're having to plan that he won't be there, we thought he would be a good fit for us. And as I say, they're both got to be honest and be upfront that they're not, they've come to Sussex not perfect, aren't they? As many players who join us do. They wouldn't have been allowed to leave Notts if things were going swimmingly. And Millsy, as yet, hasn't quite fulfilled that enormous talent. But with Shazad, I recognise somebody who we've got to love and we've got to nurture, see a bit of Rana in him. And we've got to allow him to play exciting cricket and not put too many restrictions on. While with Millsy, we've just got to nurture and watch and encourage to bowl fast and to bowl quick and to go win us some games, and if he goes for a few, so be it. But as I say, you chuck that into the mix of getting Jimmy Nyanyan back, and you're getting Hatchie further down the line. We've got Hobden and we've got high hopes, or he's on a performance camp with England as well, which is great news. The goal is to try and get a battery of seam bowlers. We feel we're getting a bit more depth now, which is only good for the club for the future.
That's the bowling attack. The batting lineup looks really strong as well. We'll talk perhaps about Matt Pryor in a minute, but with a fit Matt Pryor as well, there's some real competition in that top six, Mark.
There is. Look, it's a great time of year, this, isn't it? We're unbeaten since Scarborough. Everybody's fit, or everybody's on track to be fit. What my time in the game has shown me that there's usually a few spanners to be thrown in at some point. But if everybody reports back fit, we're going to have some, you said, some headaches for selection. Hatch is going to be saying, pick me, why not me? I finish in the team. You've got Hobbsy, as I say, the yard of pace before you get to the batters where, as I say, Matt hopefully coming back into the mix, etc. There's going to be some good competition, which is what you want.
And what is the situation with Matt at the moment?
Well, he's doing well. He's doing his rehab. He's had the operation, which is successful. He's doing his rehab. We know it's not a straight line. With any rehab, it'll go backwards as well as forward. But at the moment, he's on track and doing well. It is only just December, so it is early doors, obviously, for that target date of the first game of the season on the 12th of April.
And how much of a plus as well, I'm thinking about people like Luke Wright as well, not going to play IPL next year. How much of a bonus is that to have these players available from April?
Well, to have them at pre-season is a big boost. I'll rest easy when the World Cup's over. I get the captain back in one piece, hopefully. There's a bit of treasured possession at the moment, Joyce, isn't he? He's got to manage that hip, and he's going into a high intensity World Cup, so I'll be happy when he's back home and safe. He's such a big player for us, isn't he? Obviously an outstanding captain. But look, we've got some good, strong characters, and we feel we've got a squad that can compete next year, and hopefully every year we look to win. We look to win a trophy, and every year we think we can. And the last couple of years we've come up short, but next year will be no different. We'll be planning and thinking and plotting to try and get over the line this time.
And one or two players, I'm not suggesting for 1 minute they're at the end of their careers, but perhaps coming towards the end of their career, people perhaps like Ed and Steve McGoffin, is there a real determination, we could really win something next season?
I hope so. I think the last 2 years in 4-day cricket, we flirted with it, and at different times we've been at the right end of the table and sort of fell away a little bit in the middle bit and then finished strong to sort of leave you feel a bit unsatisfied. So we know we're not being a million miles away. It's just getting that consistency. Hopefully there's a bit more depth in our squad this year, especially with the bowling, as I've said, to help that. One-day cricket, we've been disappointing for the last 2 years, but one-day cricket's constantly evolving. Hopefully Shazad and Millsy will help in that form as well, because they give a bit more depth to the bowling. But we've got to improve our result-wise. We lost a lot of games in the last 2 years where the margins have been so small and we've come on the wrong side of them, but that's one-day cricket. But we know in the results business we've got to win more one-day games, and the goal is, as I say, to sustain a challenge for longer in the 4-day game, and hopefully if you can take it into the last couple of rounds, you never know then.
How important as well was it not to secure people like Luke Wells and Will Beer for another season as well, young players who have come through Sussex, that they're going to be here for more years to come?
Well, you want to keep your own, don't you? You want to keep all your players as much as you can, but you have to be sensible. You've got to look after their careers and their futures. You've got to listen to what they're telling you, and you've got to be fair to everybody. Sometimes it's in the best interest of the players to go and to play elsewhere, which is obviously what Notts and Shazad have thought about from his career point of view and from Notts' point of view. Sometimes you've got to be fair that way, but look, Will did really well in 2020 last year. His batting's improved. He's a really effective 2020 one-day player now, so it's good to have him. And Wellesley's a bloke we've invested a lot in. We'd have been sad to see him go. But they've signed, and which is what you want, and it's good news. We're possibly a tad heavy on the squad, if anything, a bit overblessed in the batting, as you said, maybe the keeper as well. But everybody's got to turn up fit, yeah.
Final question, Mark. It's been a sad time for cricket with the death of Philip Hughes. I wonder what are your thoughts about Philip Hughes?
Crikey, many thoughts, isn't it? I think it makes you feel all very vulnerable and very human, and puts life into perspective when something like that happens, and especially when somebody loses their life at such a tender age, playing the sport that he loves, and your heart immediately goes out to the bowler who bowled the ball and to his family, isn't it? And for sport itself, as I say, some of the things that goes on when we all lose our emotion and lose our sense of balance, it hopefully puts a bit more check back on us all, and stops some of those unruly behaviour that we know he wants to see when something like that happens. So hopefully there's some good will come out of it, but at the moment, all you can think about is his family, and as I say, young Abbott, who's bowled the ball and has got to get on with his career as well. And
much talk as well about the wider cricket community coming together. It seems to be quite tight-knit at times like this, Mark.
Yeah, I think the sporting community, I think that's what you definitely saw. The whole of sports, felt that pain, because we live our lives as sportsmen in a very public arena. I mean, life's cruel and life's triumphant at different times for us all, for everybody. But for sportsmen and actors and TV stars and all those people, we play our dramas and our highs and lows in front of thousands and millions of people. And so I think the whole of sports shared the thoughts, and as you said, came together at that time.
Finally, it's cold here. You're saying you get a bit of sun in South Africa, but 3.5 months away from the start of the season. You're looking forward to it already?
Look, yeah, as I say, it comes in stages. Just on the first bit at the end of the season, you do 20, 22, 23 play reviews. And I've just done staff reviews. We've done some exciting things. I think, as I said, the board's been brilliant. The chairman, I know he sat there, better say, because he's listening. He's been fantastic as well, because we've allowed some signings to come in, and we've also allowed John Lewis to come in, which is hopefully for the long term good of the club's going to be a huge signing. And he's got a big role. in the short term because we've got some exciting bowlers, but in the long term because he's going to work a lot with Keith Greenfield. You know, we're going to try and split his time so he works with the squads and with the academy, and starts to plant some seeds to grow some fantastic, hopefully young bowlers for the future, as well as equally well nurturing some more years out of McGoffin and bringing on your Mills and your Hatchets and your Hoggarts. So that's a big signing for us. I think it'd be one as a much an exciting one as we've had before, I think.
Fabulous. Mark, thank you very much.
Thank you.